Oh, okay. Hi everybody. How you doing?
Howdy,
It
howdy, Mo.
is. It has been a week. Um, it's even with forewarning and even with time to prepare. This week has been taxing. I think everybody more or less has been feeling that. Seems like a very blah week for a lot of folks.
Mhm.
So today is going to be a relatively low energy session. I think. Primarily focused on roleplay, as the Rushlight Festival has kicked off within the village of Strasbourg. Unfortunately, as previously said, Pebby will not be here, and also June is currently indisposed. So unfortunately, she did have something she wanted to do during the festival, but we might just have to do that next session.
Mhm.
Okay, so last we left off, the group had just returned from the north. They had expedited the travel back down, now no longer impeded by nearly as bad as harsh a cold, but now with the perils of rain and snow. The wind no longer there to devil them, hasten their travel south. They return back to Strasbourg, get a sit rep, in turn report to Nida and to the others in the village, get caught up, crack open some mail, and kick off the first ever, hopefully annual, uh, Rushlight Festival, which is a festival of gratitude, plenty, and community. Well, depending on who you ask. But yes, as it stands, uh, you guys. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and throw us back onto the village. Is there anything pressing that anybody in the party would like to do?
Uh,
I'll
Hmm.
write my letters, but that's about it.
Okay,
what happened to the kobolds? They ran off to dig a hole, but
they're
did
digging
they
a
come
hole.
back? Oh, good.
You guys are still down at the. Yeah, I guess you guys are still down at the port. That's right. Oh no, you guys
Yeah.
returned to the village for the Rushlight Festival. That would have. You would have. No, your port shenanigans would have been solved by that point. Now at this point, the kobolds would have found their way to the village. Now knowing that Vair and less importantly Karia have returned, they have begun. Well, Vair's reluctance to even give them orders seems to distress them slightly. So instead, to bleed off their their stress, they've taken to trying to make themselves useful around Karia's roost, as they refer to it, being this entire village. Um, so some are helping with digging in the fields to varying levels of success. The one with the banner, last you saw him, went off in the direction of the village temple. And what else? Now overall, they're kind of making themselves a bit of a nuisance, as well as attempting to help, but mostly just coming underfoot of most people. Um, Sort of like yapping children trying to get in and asserting that they're the experts on a given matter, injecting themselves into a task, and then proceeding to be uh, hmm, of negative efficiency. So yes, you've got about 20 some odd kobolds running around the village, yipping and yapping and uh, trying to do things. Mallory's, I assume, shut himself away at least for a good little bit. Both drinking some of that Yozakura he bought some time back, and taking to responding to the letters he's received.
Yes.
Gotcha. Let's see. At least Chekhov looking for. Unless I want to say, yeah. Chekhov, is there anything you'd like to do now that you're back in the village and with this holiday celebration happening? Is there anything particularly you'd like, or is there anything pressing you've been wanting to do once you get back to the village?
I'll keep it honest. There's probably was something I wanted to do, but I probably can't remember. So I'm just gonna
Anything you want to
experience with the festivities.
Okay. I was going to ask if
what's
there's
up
anything
with
particularly
Latin?
you want that Checo wanted to make once she got back to a functional forge.
There probably was, but I can't remember. So say la vie. I'll
Well-
remember it probably at some point, and then we go. I'll probably remember like 1 to 2 sessions in the future and go, well, fuck. Oh well.
1 to 2 sessions in the future. You've already left the village. Hmm.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Oh well.
Yeah, c'est la vie, as you said. Okay. Experience the festivities. What about Vark?
Well, after feeding the entire encyclopedia to our mimic friend, which probably took some time,
A little bit, yeah.
given that it's been, 5 crates.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
it was just you
then-
got Dara who's going like, oh man, that's hard to digest.
yeah, can mimics get constipation? Hopefully not.
Good question. It's just that's some dense reading.
Consider an investment. Yep, and as another book goes in, you'll be the smartest mimic alive.
Or the one with the roughest bowel movements. Ooh.
If any of these get damaged, I will pour something vile down your throat.
Will at least be something fluid because man, this is some dry books.
I'll find something.
Oh,
In any case, you have a good time with that. He like pats the side of the chest.
The many eyes on the lid of the chest blink back at you, but Dara does not seem to respond.
Fair enough. I will be off. And he hops out of the cart. I don't suppose you want anything.
Is that directed to?
The mimic.
I mean, I could always use a good chunk of meat every now and again. Don't have to eat often, but something every now and again is nice. I think it's been I think it's been like a couple months since I've been fed, actually.
Just so we're clear, if I give you something to eat, it will not contaminate what I just gave you to hold on to.
Oh no, I got like infinite different stomachs. Well, not really infinite. I don't know how many I have. Maybe it's in one of those books somewhere. I got like one stomach for storing stuff, and I got one stomach for eating stuff. If I want something eaten, I'll eat it.
Okay.
But it's part of the reason why I was so sought after in the smuggling business is because I can for a very long time keep something tucked away in my stomach.
All right. In that case, I will see what I can acquire for you to eat.
Mm. I saw one of those mammoths walking around the village.
You will not be given the whole map.
Sorry, repeat that a little bit louder.
You will not be eating a whole map.
Oh, no, not a whole one, but like a. I think it's about like a rack of ribs.
I'll see what they have to offer. How about that? If it is meaty, I will get it for you.
See rivulets of drool running down the sides of the box.
Well, it's a deal then. I will see you later.
It's a deal.
And with that, Vark will. Actually, what time of day is it right now? Is it getting dark?
Considering that the festival itself has just started. You guys would have got back sometime in the morning.
Mhm.
There was the business at the dock that would have taken a couple hours. I would say it's around noonish.
No, okay, no, so I'm right outside. Okay. In that case, Vark does not stalk because he doesn't blend into the fucking environment. He just walks down. I guess I assume the festival is kind of held all over the town. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Or is there like some one kind of like centralized lane where it's happening?
I would say that if you're looking for like a centralized area, it's kind of the celebration is happening from house to house, individual to individual, but there is what looks to be, I want to say, yeah, up on the hill. Looks to be what is the beginnings of an arrangement of many tables and chairs being brought out for a big communal meal.
That sounds fitting to me. In that case, Vark will make his way up the hill.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, last session, we never did actually roleplay this out, but I think it was Karia that visited Roscoe and his daughter in their home.
That
And-
was the intention to do, but I
Or was it
Actually, no,
Chaiko? I think it was Chaiko.
no, you know what?
was
The last
Kanabos.
Not
session
Roscoe.
it was Kanabos. Kanabos
It's
went and
Kanabos,
told them, "Hey,
exactly,
there's
yes.
things going on." Yeah.
Yeah. Because Ronya overheard that, heard that Vark specifically was here, and then started running down the hill. We never resolved that, I'm pretty sure.
Ronya's coming. She's running down the hill. We're leaving for the port. Goodbye. What?
If you remember what you wanted to say to Vark, we can do that now. If not, whatever.
Gonna be honest, I don't remember making that comment. It has been a week.
Yeah, because I see you over, on the slope. I remember you dragging her token over there.
Right, yeah. 1 second. As I begin to move the village around a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. The majority of the village is gathering together up on the hill, having a larger communal celebration together. The Troglodytes are gathering within the hollow. Yeah. And Ronya is well, she came running down the hill excitedly to greet you all. She seems happy to see all of you. She's obviously been quite busy. She's covered in what looks to be the after effect of alchemical solutions, what looks like a bit of soot. The halfling in question. As you all have settled in, returned, gotten your affairs in order, and what was Ronya? I don't remember if she actually had anything particularly poignant to talk about, or if she was just excited to see you all again.
That would have been very much it,
Hmm.
admittedly. In that case, after reading of
That's she comes kind of like, admittedly being a smaller person, being a halfling, she has to sort of lean back and pump her legs a little bit to try and as she comes down the hill at a decent speed. Coming to a stop, her heels digging into the dirt road as she comes to face you all, with you, Vark, in particular, coming up the hill. Like, oh, hello, welcome home. You were gone for a while. How'd it go? Did you find anything? Did you discover something? What's up there? What happened?
Easy now, Ronya. It is good to see you.
It's good to see you too. It was good to see you all doing well, I think. You're all in one piece.
We've encountered some problems up north, but our expedition was a success. Yes.
Everyone's present for this, yeah? When she...
Yeah.
It says so, yeah.
Okay.
It's a stone's throw from where the party is gathered.
Yeah, good to meet you. Yeah, good to see. Or yeah, good to see you as well. Yeah, we've seen you doing pretty alright. Yes.
Well, we've been more than all right. With the turn of the seasons and the more time, more capital coming in, we've been seeing a lot of new faces. We've been seeing some trade. Been doing my best to try and supply for that. We might not have a lot of workable ground here, but after the fertilizers we made about a year back at this point, I think, and a bunch of the other stuff, I started experimenting around more with fertilizers and soil warming and changing the acidity and humidity in the soil and contained environments. And I think I might be really close to a breakthrough of some sort, but it's also led to us being able to grow some things that normally we wouldn't be able to do very well, especially out here. But with the unique composition of the soil, and I think possibly a result of having a dryad nearby for quite some time, the soil here has a unique property to it. And it's been quite useful in growing alchemically useful plants, as well as the occasional magic sprig, which has helped very much getting capital into the town, which is why we're able to start expanding now. We've also got so many more work hands with the troglodytes, and that has made a massive difference. It's led to me having more materials. It's led to everybody being able to eat properly. We've had we've had people moving in for once, not just leaving. It's a
Thank goodness. Yeah, no. Place of destiny. Yep.
Good.
Place of destiny. All the hands I can get.
I mean, yeah, it's taking some getting used to having new faces here. That some of the people here don't trust like that, and they you got people like Old Man Twang, and you've got Slate who don't really take to newcomers. It's always been the same few faces for the last few years, and well, the new ones who come in, they're not quite one of us the same way that everybody else that went through everything with us were. But it all the same, it's good to have fresh blood, and we've got we got people with kids and families moving in, and that means this place has a future, and it's honestly it's great. We had a few undesirable types. We've also had a few mercs come in and try and assert themselves. Nida and a few of the other old hands usually take care of that pretty quickly, but anybody that tries to cause trouble or disturb the peace usually finds themselves with a bolt in their butt by the time they're on their way out. That aside, though, it's been big. It's been a huge improvement, and Nida and Roscoe think that Slate even thinks that sometime next year or two, we're gonna go straight into we're gonna go from village to town, and then gods know we might even be able to expand out, have other villages. People are already saying that the port might be the next one. Finally, Portaline might actually have 2 villages in it, and it's I can't tell you how strange that of a thought that is after hearing nothing but doom about how people never managed to put a foothold here. It's yeah.
So it's not just it's only a far cry from when we first found you.
I
That is
definitely say
certainly
so.
True.
Hmm?
So that is certainly true. I remember the cold and the tent and the ruined building. What happened to that building? We probably burned it down. Did you burn down that building we stayed in?
Yes, we did. After we kept it for a little bit of observation, but then after looking at the soil and the wood that was left behind, it was determined that it would be better if it was burned, and then the ash mixed into the ash thrown into the river for far downstream.
Whoa, good.
Yes, we did.
Very good.
We did eventually, once we determined that the soil had recovered, build a new house on top of it. In honor of Nida's mother and on her own decree, we've been very careful about how we've been doing our forestation or our forestry here in the area. But between Yannabelle and Yannabelle's magic and Nida's advisory, we've had more than enough wood and more than enough plant fiber to go around. So thatch and wood and everything else is properly seen to. Slate even wants to get some stone buildings put up at some point once we get a quarry going. Hopefully, once he thinks there might be some quarryable land out to the west, close to where the mountains are. And if we have more towns here and we have more people in Portaline, that's gonna. If we can get a road set up, we can get stone quarried and sent here, and we can have walls that won't bend in the wind.
That actually,
It's
on a
Mhm.
on a more passive thought, the troglodytes whispered when I left of other contenders of sorts. Have you had any issues since we've been gone?
contenders.
Yes, I believe I remember that the matron had spoke that there were still missing troglodytes. Scarier ones, bigger ones, angrier ones.
Oh.
Have you had any issues?
I don't talk to the troglodytes very much, but they I remember hearing from Nida that there was some talk of that there was one who was trying to kind of chat the other ones into either leaving or sabotaging the place. So I think, according to her, especially the new hatchlings are pretty devoted to the village. So they were pretty resistant to anything. They came straight to the matron, and then she passed it on to Nida. Apparently there was remember Slate saying he saw something big and red moving in the bushes a couple months ago. It was hanging around for a few weeks. Actually, yeah, no, there was that big red one that attacked back when the first assault happened. The slippery one with
Big red
with the jagged knives.
Was it
I
the
don't
one that was
believe
trying to sneak up on us, trying to flank us?
Yeah, the one that tried to stab you and me, and
Yeah,
it,
no,
it,
that
it
one.
escaped into the river.
Yeah, that one.
I think that's what they might have been referring to then. If there's some sort of I don't know. They might be still hanging around trying to look for an opportunity. I don't know.
Could be.
As we are now, we're a lot better off than we were before. So if they try and attack again, we'll probably be okay. That does worry me though.
Yes, that was just a passing thought. I
Yeah.
unfortunately doubt that any one troglodyte could do anything against a civilization this big
Yeah,
now,
that one-
at least not without help.
Yeah, that one was big and nasty though, and what does worry me is that we've got a lot less people who are combat ready in the village now. We're actually at a point where we're mostly just farmers and families. The people here who still remember were around for the attack and who, for lack of a better term, have kind of honed themselves on the regular attacks were. Well, I mean, most of them were. We lost most of them. Those that are left over are in the minority now, myself included. And then back then, I was mostly just a potion maker. It's been a long time since
There was Mallory's militia at the very least, and they.
Uh,
I'm sure some of the
there
training
was
stuck.
that, but that was mostly him, Frestinian, and a few of the troglodytes, from what I remember.
Oh,
Well,
yes,
those
I
are
suppose
people.
that's true.
A few of the villagers, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were people. Like it
Could
was a.
have sworn I helped. Yeah, could have sworn I might have organized a few of them myself.
I can't remember. It has been a while.
It has been some time, but point remains: if you do hear anything, please report it to the matron. And I suppose to us, if we're in the area, it would be good to potentially sway another one.
Well, the
though
less loose
they
ends, the
concern-
better. I definitely agree with that.
Yes.
Back to what I was saying before, though, it's just from the perspective of somebody who came here after studying in Provitus, and the high school walls and the many luxuries and amenities that have afforded. Getting used to rickety buildings and living in holes in the ground was a big adjustment. Being able to finally potentially go back to having 4 stone walls and a solid roof over your head rather than just wood and thatch is it's very appealing. I'm not going to lie, and I'm already composing a recipe for alchemical cement when that happens. We need some mortar if we're gonna have bricks. Very excited.
Well, good, as you should be.
She's just kind of nervously fiddling with the bandolier on her chest. That's that. I mean, that aside, did you guys manage to find anything interesting up there? Are you guys staying for very long? Are you headed off soon? Yeah, where are you going?
I believe we are departing towards the papacy. Only when the
Oh.
ship arrives, it is apparently our ship, but the intention is to return. Yes, we've discovered something very interesting. Well, frankly, very, very interesting as it is concerning, but the plus side is, at the very least, we found a way to beat back the winter properly. And
That's
while
encouraging.
not easy, yes, while not easy, it is at least progress for your people and mine.
I'll take it. I'll take any improvement, really. That's exciting. That's very exciting. I'm not surprised that the whatever you found up there is worrying. It's the north. Everything up there is worrying.
Indeed. Old imperial ruins and many, many other things.
Imperial. I don't remember hearing about
Yes,
the,
what was
I don't
the
remember
name?
hearing about Aerodine being able to get up that far.
No,
Oh no,
no,
it's
even older.
different.
Yes,
Like Alvani.
Galvani? Yes, I believe that was the term.
Galvani. I don't think I've ever heard that.
Yes, it appears to be as old as, frankly, older than anything else out here. It's quite a lot of study that I believe, if anyone is to record, it should be Vark. Something to potentially bring to the, oh no, why can't I remember their
Society.
names? The Society Quadratica. There
Quadratica?
we go. Yes. Something of such magnitude and such discovery. Well, perhaps I wasn't a raving lunatic when I came in here. Apparently, there was some truth to my words.
Well, I mean, you did say that it was a like a folk myth for the dragons. So I mean, it might have been
Indeed, yeah.
It's very possible there was truth to the myth, and well, some things are so old that when they pass into myth, it sounds like lunacy. Still, I'm glad. I'm sure there's members of the society would love to get their teeth into whatever's going on up there, especially if it's ancient civilizations. You might get other lunatics who will come in, knowing the reputation the society has. I was never a big fan of them personally, and when that green-skinned fellow and the witch came through, I was not a. Well, I was impressed, but I was not dissuaded. But that's my personal opinions aside. Obviously, you guys found something up there, or a lot of something, and you've got a lot to go chasing after and a lot to pursue. But I'm very glad you're all back, and I'm glad you're all doing well.
It is good to be back, yes. I do hope we can make at least another visit before I get. Well, before we delve deeper. We're almost certain to have to return at this point. At least I will.
No, we certainly have you back, even if it's not to go vaunting off to the north. At least have you back a little more frequently. There are people here who miss you guys.
Yes, this is true. It'll be easier now. We are actually gaining the ship that should be here.
Having boats is going to make such a difference. Having a port, having trade, having interest from other nations is. Again, she gives that sort of like half baffled, half excited noise. It's just things are so different now. It's going to take so much getting used to, but we have a future here.
Will you lot need any help with developing that port? Because might be able to lend a hand.
Well, we've the piers are all constructed, and we've got an office. At this point now, it's seeing just how much traffic that port is actually going to see, because there's no counting. We've got to set up trade relations. Nida is going to be mainly in charge of that. And we're going to try and help her as much as we can. We're going to have we're going to have dignitaries that are going to come by without question. Although there's going to be a lot of people who are going to turn their nose up at a small backwoods, like a small backwater village, in a place as far removed and as frigid as this. They're going to have one look at it and go, "Why would I want to go up there and talk to them?"
Oh, you would be shocked. The king of whom we struck the accord with, Guillermo de Lorbes, he, well, I half expect him to find a way to stow away on the ship and move here, because he frankly does not enjoy his position as king. So you may end up having royalty coming to visit.
I will have to make a note of that.
As long as you don't tell anybody, he doesn't want anyone finding that.
Well, should you have told me?
Oh, I'm sure it's fine. He hasn't ever told me that he was going to do it, but I also doubt that if he had the opportunity, he would hop ship and dirty his face and strip his clothes free and just run into the wind.
If anyone asks, just say, no, I never saw him.
This king friend of yours is interesting. I'll keep an eye out for a fairly regal-looking fellow with dirt on his face, then. Still, there's going to be a great many... I've heard about your guys' contract with Lorbes and the shipments they'll be sending, as well as the trade vessels that will be coming. That's going to do a lot to kickstart things, but it's going to be a further matter of gaining interest from the other nations. There's going to be novelty, a lot of, because nobles and royalty are suckers for novelty. They're going to see Lorbus trading with us, and they'll take an interest for a time. But our biggest challenge is going to be maintaining that interest. Because if we can't maintain that, we can't maintain steady trade, which is part of the big reason why this metal is so important. We can get
Yes.
a steady flow of it, which I'm hoping we do. And then we're going to have a lot of wealthy people wanting to come trade here, and also a lot of wealthy people who are going to want to try and take advantage of us. But I think we're going to be able to keep them off our asses. I think we got more than a few people here who could do that.
Yes, I'm certain Slate will put a bolt in them.
Yeah, as long as they don't show up as long as they don't show up on our shore with an army. But good luck with that. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of people who are gonna want to take advantage of us. Also, a lot of people who hopefully will want to just be healthy trading partners, and that's, I hope, going to keep generating interest. Speaking of somebody that studied in Provitus, securing a benefactor is the gateway to getting more benefactors, and once you're able to get multiple benefactors, you're able to do a lot of things that you previously never would have been able to do. Yeah, it's once that happens though. But anyway, yeah. If there is a lot of interest and there's a lot of trade that's going to come through, we're going to have to expand the pier, which means we're going to have to expand the port, and then we'll have a lot more going on there. But for now, we've got about as much as we're going to need, I think. You guys have done enough. You can kick your feet up for a while. You guys are constantly moving around. I think you guys could do with a rest every now and again.
Indeed. Well, now I have some kobolds to round up. I won't take any more of your time. I'd rather not have a troglodyte incident happen again.
I could have sworn, yeah, I didn't. I thought troglodytes didn't wear robes. What'd you call them? Kobolds?
Yes, how do I put this? They are similar to troglodytes in size. However, somehow, and I can't believe I'm saying this, the troglodytes have culture. The kobolds oftentimes simply take on whatever culture of the master they're serving, oftentimes a dragon. And because they've discovered that my brother here is a dragon, they have chosen to follow him and, well, by proxy, listen to me as his voice, apparently.
That sounds irritating.
Yes, kobolds are quite the one thing I can tell you. Well, I didn't like anything about my home when I lived with my father. However, the kobolds were particularly the worst.
I see.
Speaking
Are they
of,
going to
I'm
be another
going to-
long-standing addition to the village?
No, I actually believe they will most likely be coming with us.
You see a guilty look of relief on Ronya's face.
Yes, I know that look all too well. Don't worry. I wish it were me. I wish it were me. I wish it weren't me.
Don't we all?
Well, at least times are interesting. You guys always seem to find the most intriguing companionship.
Yeah, it's a trend among us. It's not going away anytime soon, I think.
I have to imagine.
Yes.
Still, you guys look good. You're alive. You're in one piece. None of you were coming back with bits hanging off you. Every time you guys go riding off, more than a few of us worry we're not going to see all of you come back.
Yes,
yeah,
it is.
Got a lot of people here rooting for you. You guys have done a lot of good here. And we miss
We
you.
hope to do the same. And we miss you too. At least I do. I don't know about the rest of them. Mallory probably not. But, you know.
Well, I've missed it. Sorry about almost leading enemies into your, into your home, I think.
And persistently dropping off more and more villagers.
Well, even if there was friction at the beginning, in the end, the troglodytes have helped us more than they've hurt us. That's difficult to admit. There was a very long time where none of us could picture living with them. But it's been a work on both sides. We've done a lot to change, and so have the troglodytes. Motions towards the couple of the very worried-looking troglodytes trying to like corral the new snail in the pen. They're different and confusing at times, and they don't work off the same logic we do. But I think in the end of the day, they want to do what's right by their community, and we want to do what's right by ours as well. And I think when all else fails, that's one thing that can bring us together. We're both part of the same community now, and we want to help each other.
Indeed. Originally, my intention was to take them from here when I had established my kingdom north, but, well, in truth, I don't feel right doing so any further. I believe this
Yeah,
is their
I think-
proper home. And
I think you might have an issue with that if that were to happen, especially with a lot of new hatchlings. There are a few. I've been hearing from Nida that there's been a few that have been asking after you, and who knows when that happens? You might have a few of them, especially if they keep multiplying. You might have more than a few that'll come join you up there. You won't have the whole community, but you'll probably have a few that'll follow you.
I'm certain that some will. However, I would hate to have them uproot their entire lives unless they were certain.
Yeah, I think they become very attached to this place as their burrow.
Indeed, and that is precisely why I digress. I'm going to go attempt to round these kobolds before they get out of hand.
Thank you. Yeah, we got some more preparations to do for the festival. There's a lot of food being put out. If you guys, when you guys are hungry, and when the preparation should be done, probably by about sundown. You guys can join us up on the hill if you want.
I believe I will be
sure.
there, yeah. Well, come by here, we must go find your people. He'll just kind of walk off.
My people. Let's see. Okay. Vark, Ronya, after bidding goodbye, is going to return back up the hill, waving as she goes. Then we'll proceed to further assist with preparations. Is there anything you would like to continue doing, Vera? I remember you were moving up the hill. Is there anything else you'd want to do? So, hey, Ren.
Honestly, I just wanted to check out the main gathering of people up there, and in case that there are still preparations left to be made, then I would assist with that.
Okay. Yeah, there's plenty to be set up. There's tables and chairs being brought out. There's what looks to be fires being started, pits being set up, and people just stopping to chat. So, there's decorations. You see Harbus going around and instructing and directing people where to put what up. There's iconography from different religions. There's lanyards stretching across the street from building to building. It looks to be rush holders, so little metal clips being set up around. And every now on occasion, you see Ronya coming out with little bits of crystal that she's hanging up at different places. They look like translucent icicles that she's hanging up on from place to place.
There's that familiar warmth cooling in his chest, the one he felt earlier when they came through here before they headed north. And seeing everyone come together, it's special. It's
Mhm.
something special.
Vark, having a pretty good memory, sees there's a lot of new faces here. There's old ones. There's Harbus. There's Ronya. There's Roscoe and Nida. There's even Old Man Twang leaning out his window, just kind of watching as things happen. He's somehow even older than when you previously saw him. Before he was sharp, alert, weathered, and now he looks... The wrinkles seem to have doubled or tripled. He looks even older now. His beard, previously a snowy white, it seems to be streaked through with bits of almost ashy coloration. And his eye sockets seem sallow. Or his cheeks do. His eye sockets seem deeper than before. But despite how he looks, as if he's aged another 20 years in the year you've been gone, he looks happier. He looks, rather than the constant sharp-eyed vigilance that led to you almost being shot the day you met, when he sees you walking through the street, praising and taking the place in, what he greets with you, instead of suspicion and wariness and a glint in his eye, is a small smile and a nod of acknowledgement. The kind that this man must have almost never given out in his life. I'll also say that there's further fresh faces. You see there's people here who are obviously here traveling. There's a couple of merchants who seem to have set up stalls in a couple of places. And one particular sore thumb that sticks out. Speaking to an older face, you see a Pristinian who you previously saw down by the docks. One moment. We have...
The blonde elf, right?
Yes. It's the haggard-looking blonde elf. He's down the road this way. Oh shit. It's not have a token yet. 1 second while I crack open a token stamp. There we go. That should be working now. So you're coming around this building. You hear soft, hushed voices. The recognizable voice of Pristinian in his raspy chain smoker voice of with a bit of a drawl to it. And then a deeper voice, one that you've not heard before, and whose speaker you do not see immediately, speaking in a much heavier drawl. Both speaking in a quiet, level tone, but there is a gravity to their speech as you come around the corner and you see Prostinian smoking one of his usual cheaply rolled cigarettes, and what looks to be a tall half-orc with a wide-brimmed hat, scarf around his neck, a long coat, what looks to be some sort of heavy chopping weapon, maybe a falchion at his hip, and a fat-looking stogie clamped between two fingers, with obvious bite marks on the nub, where his tusk has bitten into it. The half orc comes about half a head taller than Pristinian, which is a little bit something since Pristinian is already pretty above average in height, even if lanky, whereas the half orc is broad, muscular, and imposing. Even not being able to see his eyes, the man has a sense of foreboding around him. How does Vark react to seeing this?
I think above the din of the chatter of the people, maybe the sound of furniture being moved, of boards and planks being stacked on top of each other, maybe even nails being driven into wood by a hammer.
You see like
Hmm.
utensils, pots, and ladles clanking.
Clattering of that stuff, exactly. Yeah, it's not that he first overhears them talk. He first smells that cigarette, senses one of Vogg's big things, and so first he just
you smell the bitter ash
approaches.
of
Mm.
Pristinian's cigarette, and you almost immediately overtaking that is the heavy, pungent scent of the cigar.
So at first he approaches because he wants to just say hello to Pristinian. After all, he may not have been on the front line the way that Mallory was with him specifically, but they still know each other from back then. But that immediately changes the moment that half orc comes into view. Then, of course, as he focuses on the pair, that's when their talk reaches his ears, and at that point, he remains at that corner of the building, and he just pretends to watch the people around him as he listens in.
Okay. Okay.
Want me to make a check of sorts to tell?
Perception. See how much you overhear.
Shoot. It's 35.
35. Okay.
Not bad.
For Vark, who has become something of a sensory connoisseur, as well as a very sharp and alert individual, separating apart otherwise potentially distracting stimuli has become something he's very, very good at. I'm not even going to bother with flowery language on that. He's become very acute and very good at not just sensing things, but also parsing and separating them. So, beyond the heavy smell of food cooking and tobacco being smoked, fires lit, and the sound of clattering utensils, wood, slate, and the tread of the tread of heavy feet, the chatter of people, the warmth of the sun, the cool breeze, the smell of flowers and trees, the bird song. All of it's compartmentalized and it falls away as Vark pretends to people watch, eavesdrops in on the conversation. Possibly blending in a little bit underneath the awning of the building he is leaned up against. Now you know you can't stay here. I already knew for a very long time. Gonna come quietly. Yep. I wish I could say everything that I had here has been tied up, and that I ain't got nothing here holding me down, but nothing that I'll regret. The half-orc is quiet for a bit. Pristinian goes on. I got friends. I got a couple of folks here who are probably going to miss me. But the wife's dead and buried. Everybody here has moved on. Things are better. Ain't no fighting anymore. No tax, no food shortages. So hello, Ari. They don't need me. They don't need me no more. So yeah, I'll go quietly. The half-orc seems to clear his throat. Oh, give you a catch-up, Ari. There's currently a festival being set up on the hill here. But Vark has come around this building's corner looking to immerse himself in the preparations, potentially help out, to find one of the oldest faces here in the village, that being Pristinian Logue, in conversation with an imposing-looking half-orc, as they're both kind of retreated into this little alley here, smoking and talking in a hushed voices. The half-orc kind of clears his throat and goes, Normally I don't give two goddams whether or not my bounties are situated and happy with their position in life. Frankly, I could have just taken you in irons. I could have dragged you off whether you resist or not. But I think we both know that would have been for the worse. Pristine goes, yeah, I don't really feel like going into a full-out fight in the street. People here have seen enough. Yeah. And I'd have hated to potentially get others involved in it. And gods know I don't like having a whole village coming up against me. So your cooperation is appreciated. There's a lot of people back in the prairie who want you dead. We're gonna have you go through proper justice. Take you back. We're gonna talk things out civil-like. And we're gonna see whether or not that blood feud can be hashed out, I guess. That Pristinian, you hear Pristinian and his loose, ragged cloak kind of whoosh as he shrugs. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what's waiting for me, but I figured this would catch up eventually, so. It's a long walk back to the prairie. You understand, right? Yeah, I know. Hell, I'll pay for the boat back if you want to skip the trip across the bridge. No, well, we ain't taking the bridge. Not if both of us want to come through alive. Don't you worry. Family's in question. Paid good money to have you brought back. Oh, well, isn't that just a encouraging thought? No expense spared for your princess ass. No. You hear the jingle of chains. I hate to skip dinner, but we can't exactly wait around for the festivities to conclude.
The house that I'm building up against.
Mhm.
Any kind of wash trough outside?
Like a
Any
water
kind of
trough?
tools? Water troughs, a tub, maybe a bucket.
I mean, sure. Yeah,
A
you might have
rake,
a bucket
hole.
sitting outside.
Vark's going to take a deep breath, step to the side, and then purposefully walk into the trough,
Okay.
bashing his knees against it, causing it to clatter over. He stumbles into the alley. Ah! Ah!
And you see Pristinian, he looks over you. You get the impression he's not especially surprised to see you come stumbling in. The half-orc, on the
My
other hand,
apologies.
kind of 90-degree whirls to face you. Now, Vark, why'd you go and do a thing like that? Friend of yours.
Terribly sorry. I only passed it through, I suppose. I didn't watch my feet.
1 second. What's your bluff?
Good question, actually. Does Vark bluff? Actually, he does.
Remember correctly, you took bluff especially so you could feint.
Yeah. Let me quickly check if bluff falls under enhanced inspiration. Or if I have to pay if I wanted to. No, it does not. Okay, so that remains at 29.
The half-orc brings the stogie up to his lips. He clamps it between his teeth, and it rests kind of against one of his tusks. He passes it back and forth. It seems to bump from tusk to tusk. And then he takes the stogie out of his mouth, taps it, and says, "Uh-huh. Stumbling here through an alleyway through the only where the only thing is an exit out of town. Uh-huh."
I don't normally walk through simple places such as this.
Mm-hmm.
And he gestures towards this, admittedly, fancy clothes. They were fashioned in Rula,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You guys got... Sure ain't a fancy place, but you got some fancy people walking about. He taps the stogie again. Clamps it between his teeth and continues to talk, gritting through it. Look, I don't care. Look, I don't care why you came stumbling in here. If you, he's got what looks to be a set of iron manacles in his hands. Very visible to see. I'm here on business. I ain't here to start no trouble. If you're here to interfere, I advise you not to.
What seems to be the problem? I hate for there to be an issue on such a nice day. What with the festival going on?
It's a damn shame it is. But unfortunately, my line of work don't have holidays. And I've been tracking this man for the last few years. A lot of people don't like him. Did a few very unsavory things. With that Pristinium had actually motioned for you, Vark, to approach.
He does. Specifically Pristinian.
Hmm.
Lots of people seem to like him here as well.
Yeah, I don't
Be a
doubt
shame
that.
to see him all of a sudden.
Yeah, well, as they say, one man's freedom fighter is another man's insurrectionist, and one man's friend is another man's enemy. You want to explain it, or should I? Pristinium will kind of put a hand up and say, I'll tell it to him. Hopefully he can pass along before I'm gone. Oh, well, once I'm out of here. But, Vark, when I was traveling around with Roscoe, and before that, we come from the Livy Prairie, and, things are complicated out there. Simple life, usually, but it can be real complicated. When I was younger, and Roscoe was a lot younger, we were the ones that formed our Merc band together. It started as just the two of us, and then we met others, picked up some, lost a few, went on as we went, and there was a time when we weren't such good people. We weren't always the down-and-out underdogs. And I dare say, until Stanislav started pushing us in the right direction, we struggled real hard. I hate to admit it, but it was Stanislav's money that allowed us to afford some morals. Allowed us to afford a place where we could settle down. Before that, though, we did some not so great things. And I mean, it's your friend, the blonde one, Mallory? Yeah, Mallory. He told you about what we did back when the Troglodytes attacked?
He's rather tight-lipped, but from the bits and pieces he mentioned,
Yeah, well,
I have an idea.
we, a few of the things I did that day, and you could probably ask him. Hopefully he'd be a bit more forthcoming if you're that curious. But we did we used some unorthodox tactics, ones that some might consider pretty inhumane. And those didn't come from nowhere. I learned those from my time in the prairie. And when I used them against a couple of the families there, started off as a job, and then it got personal, and I stopped doing the jobs for money, and I started doing the jobs to inflict pain, and I inflicted a lot of pain. Now, people in the prairie, they don't forget so bad. They don't forget so quick. They don't live as long as the rest of us, especially not me. But when you got generations that mill through that quickly, grudges turn to legend, and legend turns to bitter to sour grapes and bitter wine. At this point, they must be on their 4th generation, and they must be talking about how I was the devil himself. I hurt a lot of people. I killed more than a few. And while I won't say that some of the folks back there didn't deserve it, well, more than a few of them didn't. At the time I was fine with it. Gold was gold, and they slatted me, and I was fine with it. Then I went and met my wife, and we got to know each other. I calmed down, forgot most of the terrible things I'd done for a good long while. She stuck with me, God's bless her, despite all my failings and everything that was wrong with me. Well, right, she should have turned me away the day I told her about the things I did. But she's gone now, and I don't have to worry about leaving her on her own. Everybody else here who might miss me can handle themselves. And well, it was about time till things caught up with me. There's a lot of things I did that I regret. Thankfully, none of them was anything I did here. So the problem is, Vark, I did a lot of bad. I hurt a lot of people. And he's come collect on that.
You are he gestures towards the half-orc. Bounty hunter? Yes, that is the profession. Yes.
Where I come from, they call me Marshal, but yeah, more or less. When I'm abroad, I'm considered a bounty hunter. When I'm in the prairie, I'm considered an official.
I will spare you the history of my own life, but I have for the longest time paid very close attention to the written word and considered it, therefore, the law the most important thing. I've become a little bit less rigid over the last few years.
Hmm.
I will not claim that the crimes committed by this man have become any less worse, any less bad. But it has been many years since then. Said yourself, generations, yes. I assume we're speaking of human lifespans.
Goblin, but let's just say if every generation for a human is usually about 20 years, 20 to 30, Goblin's about 10 to 15.
A lot can happen. 80 years. Men can change. Men can die. And somehow I have the feeling that these people don't necessarily need a body at their feet.
If you're
But
insinuating that I should report him as dead, I will tell you right now that I am not a soulless man. But when I am tasked with a job, I do it. And I do it right. I ain't here to kill him. I ain't here to give a situation report about his whereabouts either. I'm here to take this man, bring him back to the prairie. to see him answer for the things he's done. The man I see before me is nothing like the reports I heard. But to hear him tell it, he was the very same man that I've been hired years ago to track down. And as I said, I am not soulless. I understand the merit of your words. And I understand there is a time and a place for playing things exactly by the book and when there needs to be flexibility. I've been at this job for long enough. However, we ain't savages back at the prairie either. I am bringing him there just to be put in front of a firing squad. When I say he will face justice, I mean it. He will pay for the things he's done. As much as he has changed, what has not changed is the wrongs he has wrought. He must reap the whirlwind. That is the way of things. I will not be dissuaded from this. But if what you need is an assurance that this man will see proper trial, that I can provide you, is I will not let one goddamn goblin near this man to the day he has been given his sentence and he lives it out. Whether that is execution, and whether that is servitude for the community, whether that is paying everything he owns, including the robe off his back. This man has no leeway to argue for leniency. Simply saying it's been many generations is not going to sit by the families. They are not going to take that. And if I had to come back and I report this man is dead and somebody hears about it, my credibility's gone. Not to mention my own morals. And then another man, probably less scrupulous than I am, will come by to collect the bounty in my stead, and you may have more than just him dead. When I say I mean to do this job right, I mean it, and there is good reason for it.
That is a fair point. I didn't mean to question your integrity, I'm sorry.
I understand this man means something to you. He means something to this community, clearly. And like I said, I am not heartless. Many people assume I am, whether it's my stature, the way I hold myself. And you see the man, he holds his head low. His eyes are obscured by the brim of his hat, even with how tall he stands. The way that the cigar glows underneath the shade of his hat is, again, adding to that sense of foreboding. He says, I come from a long line of men who take lives for a living. And for all of us, the thing that we have discovered that is most important is to keep in contact with that humanity within you. There's got to be a point to everything in the end, beyond just taking lives and taking men in. Philosophizing aside, it has been some time. Things will have been distorted. Records will be consulted. And this man, Pristinian Logue, will face trial, and he will face justice in the courts of the prairie families. A lot of people think that means stringing him up to a pole in the middle of a grassy field and lighting fire to it. But I tell you right now, that is not going to happen, not on my watch. As soon as this man has seen his sentence through, he'll be free to come back here, assuming he's alive afterwards. Things are not without hope. Things are not without reason. And the families are not unreasonable. There are plenty there that take great pride in their blood feuds to an irrational degree. But they can be made to say sense and have great experience with doing so. That he will take one more pull from his stogie, the very last of it up to the butt, as the ash crumbles off of it and he throws it to the ground, stamping it under his heel. And lets out a thick cloud of smoke above him. Leaning his head back, and for the first time you see weathered, scarred face, worn almost gray, with what must be elements, maybe his smoking habit. A pair of very sharp-looking yellow eyes.
I glance over at Christinian for a moment. Were you just going to leave?
I kind of think it's for the best, really. We've got a lot left here. And what I got left here is people. And they're all
Just care
doing
about
just
them.
fine. Of course I do.
I think they deserve a goodbye.
I was kind of hoping to avoid that. The more goodbyes we say, the more likely someone might try to interfere, especially anybody particularly attached to this man. And I ain't exactly on a... Gotta consider, he's still grinding his boot onto the cigar. Time ain't exactly an issue. I've been hunting this man for a solid 5 years. Waiting's not the issue. Last thing I want is having a mob coming up on me. It had to happen before.
Understand that?
Hmm?
I understand that. I wouldn't want to be in your boots either. That being said, I think at least a couple of people should be aware of it before they wonder what happened the next morning.
Can I count on you to tell the rest? No, actually thinking about it. Go find Boris. That we call it the bounty hunter will actually speak up. It's like, I didn't agree to this. Is that Pristine like holds up a hand and goes, I promise. Just this one. Turn to you, Ark, and say, find Boris. And for reference, he's referring to Boris Flaxenbitch, the goblin apprentice to Old Man
I
Twilight.
actually remember him, and I see him. Obviously, he can't see. Var can't see him through 3 buildings, but
Mhm. Yeah, he should be hanging around here somewhere. I think he was helping Harbus.
well, it's not hard to find Harvest. Very well. I will be with you in just a moment.
And see, the half-orc is starting to display signs of impatience, but he is waiting. He doesn't say anything, but he continues to watch and slowly appraise the area around him. Okay.
Thank
You get one favor.
That's all I need.
Okay. You go out into the throng of people in the streets. And isn't that just a strange thing? A throng of people in the town of Strasbourg.
Yeah.
And
I remember when it
hmm.
was just maybe what 10 when we first initially came here, the very first meeting before we went to Zolgath. It was like what, like 5 people here?
Let me check.
Old
like
Man Twang.
one,
He
two,
nearly shot me, I remember that.
mhm. Demetrius,
Old Man
Slate.
Twang, Rosca, not even Rosca, it was just Nadia actually.
Yeah. There's Nida, Ronya, Pristinian, Yanabel, Miski, Old Man Twang, Mr. Slate, and Boris. So less than 10 people. Less than 10 people left of an entire town. And now look, the place is rebuilt and it's thriving. And true to what you said, it's not hard to see Harbus. Big stocky bugbear that he is. You see him over on the street this way, putting up what looks to be some form of religious iconography. You think this one might be to a god of hearth? It's not one you recognize. It might be one from his homeland. Ronya gives you a little wave as you're passing by her. A little hi, and then push through.
He waves back. But it is a very like quick wave. He's specifically looking forward as he's passing through.
And once people make way for you, you do see Boris coming up to about Harbus's hip height. Like the tips of his ears coming up to about Harbus's hip height. Is the same crossbow-toting goblin that you recognize, Boris Flaxenvich. He seems to be rushing around, grabbing things out of boxes and handing them to Harbus. Oh, hey there, Vark. How you doing?
Quick reminder. Is Harbus actually a priest?
Yes, he is.
Okay. Father Mechanoch. Pleasure to meet you.
Oh, don't call me father. Just call me Harbus. I'm part of you're part of the community as much as I am. Ain't no father between the two of us.
Well, Harbus. I'm sorry to bother, but I have to borrow Boris for a moment, if you don't mind.
He looks over to Boris and goes. Boris for himself, it seems like very much like locked onto his job. He's scrambling through some boxes, grabbing things, taking them out, putting them on the floor next to it. He goes, Boris. There's no response. And he goes, hey, Boris. And he goes, his head comes up out of it. You see several things scattered to the sides. And he goes, hey, what's that? What's up? Mark needs you for a bit. So what? I'm kind of busy here, and it's you can take 2 minutes. It's fine. He kind of pushes off of it, kind of toddles over to you, like jogs over you and Vark and goes, all right, what is it?
Can you follow me?
I mean, sure, you can tell me what's going on.
It's important. I'll leave it at that.
Forgot you were one of those ineffable types. All right, fine. Lead the way.
I'm a walking mystery, yes I am.
Ain't that the truth of it?
Just out of curiosity, he's with Ellis Crossbow, right?
He doesn't have his crossbow with him now. Not that you can see.
Okay, good.
Yep.
I don't know. I lead him back towards the alley.
Okay.
And before I guess he rounds the corner first, I say, I promised that there would be no ruckus.
What do you
But
mean?
Christinian asked to see you.
He kind of squints at you and goes, "What are you-" He comes around the corner and goes. And then he looks up, he freezes as he sees Pristinian, and he looks at the half-orc. And you see his eyes go to what you now notice is a pin on the half-orc's scarf that glints in the sunlight. It's a what we call it, it's an X formed of an arrow and a sword. Chris, what the hell are you doing talking to one of the marshals? The hell are you doing all the way out here, you dang fool? Then the bounty hunter looks down to Boris, looks to Pristinian. He says, well, should have expected there to be more prairie folk out here. I recognize one of the last things I want, but okay. I see your games. Boy, what family are you from? He goes, I was from the Flack family. Why are you asking? Or why are you asking? I see. All right. This man, Pristinian Logue, is currently is wanted for crimes committed in the Livinona Prairie. In several families, yours included. And they want me to bring him back, preferably alive. Preferably with all of his bits attached. And that Boris turns to look at you, Vark. You knew about this?
I didn't up until 5 minutes ago.
Press, you can't be serious. At this point, you see that after coming back, Pristinian, his wrists are in cuffs now. You ain't gonna fight this? Boris, I'm sorry. But I did so much wrong, and I gotta pay it back somehow. I'm not gonna lie, I'm tired. Tired of myself, I'm tired of running, I'm tired of being anything like the man I used to be. Boris, his head falls as he looks to the dirt. See one of his hands coming up. One is hit, the another one just furiously toying at one of his floppy ears, and he seems at a loss for words. Pristinian continues saying, I hate having to choose, but between staying here, I'd love to. But Boris, I ain't got much life left in me. I wish I could say I was at peace, growing old and turning back to the earth. here in a settlement was what's gone all peaceful. But old war dogs like me, we ain't made for places like this. I'm out of life. I don't know how much I got in me, and what little bit I got left, I can pay back for all the hurt I did back in the prairie. I lived a good life. Well, no, I didn't, but I lived a full life. And I happily say, towards the end of it, I didn't do a thing I regret. Hell, meeting you, Roscoe, the old lady, some of the best things that ever happened to me. Helping out here felt like some of the best things I ever did. Felt like I was actually making up for all the bad I did, but it's... Boris, I cannot describe to you the guilt I have lived with for the last 80 years. And I hope one day I hope that never, in any day, do you ever have to comprehend what I mean. Because that kind of guilt you can only understand if you put yourself there. I was a monster. To your family. To so many others. They weren't good to me, but I was a monster in return. And I'm hoping I can make it right to their kids.
Justinian, is this a matter of atonement? Do you want to die? Is this the only way you believe you can find peace?
I don't know about dying, but well, the way that Marshall here says it, I could get executed. Or I could spend, I don't know, a couple decades doing work for the community, for the different families.
I am not from the obviously. Once he is brought to your governmental seat, how will he be judged? Is there a trial ceremony of sorts?
That the bounty hunter actually speaks up and says, there will be a trial. I will be conducting it myself. There will be a jury, several representatives of the different houses. They will act as witnesses. There'll be witnesses from the different houses. Accounts from previous generations will be brought forward as testimony and as evidence. And a jury, as well as judges, in the form of marshals like myself, will preside over the case. Depending on the situation, depending how aggrieved Justinian was, and how proportional his restitution was, we may find in favor of him, or we may find his crimes so heinous that we may put him to death.
That
That
would
is
make you the accuser, yes?
myself, no.
Words are failing me.
Mhm.
Or do you represent the accuser in this trial?
No. My position is impartial. My job is to bring him back, and then I will help preside over the case. He will represent himself as is the normal way it is done in the prairie. Nobody can speak for him but him.
I was hoping to offer my aid.
If did I hear that right? You were said you were hoping to offer your assistance for that.
Yes. And here I was hoping to offer my aid as a barrister.
Well, forgive me for saying, but don't you have business here? Don't you have a life of your own? Besides which, forgive my saying, but you don't know nothing about prairie law. You wouldn't know your head from your feet when you step into that courthouse.
You said yourself that journey on road would take some time.
Yeah, but I'm
Not
gonna
enough
be
to
heading
learn.
straight there. I don't know how you're traveling, but I ain't gonna be that court date ain't gonna be waiting for you.
My plan would have been to travel with you. In any case.
If you were to do that, we'd be setting right out. There won't be no breaks. There will be no pauses. We'd be heading straight to Mordon. We'd take the first ship chartered straight to Vladadovsky.
Well, we were going to head that direction anyway.
Out of character.
Kind of, I suppose.
Now, out of character. This is Bart offering to immediately start heading out today.
Yeah, I know. Could you pull up the world map
Sure.
because I believe I am mistaken as to where the prairie is.
So, to point you in the direction, the prairie is over here.
Yeah, absolutely not where I thought it was. Fuck.
Where'd you think it was?
Never mind. Genuinely, for some reason, I thought it was where Aerodyne was for some fucking reason.
Unfortunately, not.
I was like, yeah, we were going
It's
to
like-
see the Pebble Sea anyway. We could just pass through there.
Hmm.
I completely fucked that up. Ah!
To be fair, though, you are correct. It was on the way to was it the papacy? I think.
I mean,
No,
I
'cause
guess, I guess
the path you'd be taking is, if you were to go with them, the path you'd be taking is Mordon, stop at Haven, to the ports of Vladadovsky, and then to the prairie. That is the route that he would be taking. You guys, as it sounds like, as a group, will be first, once the boat comes in, going to Mordon to make a quick stop, then to the Papacy, and then, from what it sounds like, to Firegrove Valley, which unfortunately takes you in a very different direction.
it's close enough.
Close enough, yeah. It's just a
It's
small
close
detour.
enough.
I mean, yeah. No, unfortunately, this is not something I can just decide on my own. Unless I genuinely want Varg to leave the group for like the next
Yeah, Mark would
4
leave.
months.
Wait, I mean, you do have that other character you were thinking about, but it might be a bit off the cuff.
It might be a bit what they call it, like not hectic, spontaneous.
Yes.
Yeah.
The orc himself, he kind of like rubs his hand across his chin and goes, "Nah, I'm saying right now, if anything, you'd just be harming Pristinian's chances in court. I don't doubt you're a astute, educated, sharp-minded young man, but we don't do things necessarily the way that others do. And one of the quickest ways to get yourself in trouble in the prairie is not knowing how things work. And especially when it comes to the rule of law there. Marshals, we try and stay impartial.
I love you.
But if you don't know how the law works and you're trying to represent somebody, especially somebody with as grievous accusations against him as this man,
Down to go get it.
you'd be doing more harm than good.
Very well.
My Bristolian actually speaks up and goes, it's okay. I don't know how good and ready I am with dying, but I'm at peace with at least knowing that it was right about time for this to come back around. I've been running from it for a very long time.
This is so fine. You just deal with that.
I don't think it's right.
I'm sorry.
I don't think what I did is right. I don't think just because I can wait out here and keep running and eventually die out here, just because I can doesn't mean I think I should. I'm gonna answer for what I did, and doesn't mean I'm not gonna argue my case, because I still got some words I would spare for that family, for them families, especially for some of their kids. But if I don't do this, I'm gonna regret it. I'm trying my best not to live with regrets right now. As far as I'm concerned, this is my best shot at making things right. Boris, who has been quiet for the last good bit, walks up to Pristinian and finally lifts his eyes off the dirt to look up into the elf's eyes. And there's a silence there. There's a look on Boris's face that is bitter and is unpleasant. As aged vinegar. And then without a word, Boris draws back a fist and punches Pristinian in the dick. Pristinian, to his credit, only buckles, but he does let out a long, wheezing exhale. Boris, you still got that right hook that you always did. Don't you fucking try and make light of this, you piece of shit. Motherfucker, you... How fucking dare you? Look at this shit. He motions that towards the village. Look at this shit. Look at what we built. Look at everything we got here. We made a fucking life. We're best friends. You and me. I was a fucking sprog when you found me. You picked me up. I was a baby. Nobody wanted me. Not the fucking Flax. Nobody else. You pick me up. You bring me along. You bring me here. And damn it. Between you and Twang, you guys are the closest thing I ever had to fucking parents. Twang's about to die. Now you're walking off. I get that you have shit you're working through. I get you did shit that's probably, if I was in their shoes, I wouldn't forgive you for either. You didn't tell me about this? And now this man comes along and next thing you just expect me to accept this? Or I've known you were going to walk off, leave me to just find out later, weren't you? Pristinian. Expectably. Only has eyes for the ground between his feet. We're best friends, Press. And I'll be damned if you weren't the closest thing I ever had to a dad. I thought that meant something. But sure. Let yourself get clapped in irons. Don't fight it. Walk off. Maybe they kill you, maybe they don't. Who cares at the end of the day, right? Who cares about Pristine Logue? Just like who cares about Boris Flaxenvich? See you in hell, Press. Justinian. Quiet. Looks to the bounty hunter and says, I'd like to go now if possible.
Could I trouble you for one more favor?
Under the wide brim hat, the half-orc gives you a raised eyebrow.
When its fate is decided, I would like either you or someone else to draft a letter addressed to me. Be sent here.
Well, it is normal to alert next of kin if anything happens, execution or not. Normally speaking, that is to the next town over or something, not this far out, but, well, we got coffers for needs like that. It's for sending a letter that far afield. Sure.
That will be all. Thank you very much.
Well, it's just my job. All right.
I'm well aware.
Well then, sorry to trouble you. As for you, we got a lot of walking to do. I got a horse with your name on it. Let's try and get back quickly. Maybe we can still make the most of your what you got left of your life, mister. I don't got much left in me. With that, the half-orc takes a length of rope and binds it around the chain on Pristine's cuffs. Then proceeds to walk. Enjoy the festival, okay? Don't let this dampen your mood.
I will do my best. I can't speak for Boris, however.
But Pristinian looks Pristinian looks a little bit like he got stabbed in the heart when you said that. But as they're leaving, he does look to you and says, "Thank you."
And not done. I'll say nothing else.
I hope we'll see each other again. This life or the next, whichever one.
I would prefer to be this one. I think we both have some more stuff to do.
Yeah, we do. And with that, you're done. The situation is resolved. What is Mark going to do with the rest of his day? He's going to continue to assist with the festival?
scribble down a quick note.
Could you lean into your mic a little bit more?
I can't. I just
Oh,
have to
okay.
speak up.
Okay.
This headset doesn't actually have like a mic that's separate from the headset itself.
Okay.
It's just built into into the shell.
Oh. Okay.
So
No.
I just have to speak louder.
Gotcha.
That's
Okay.
all I can do.
Okay. All right. So he's writing in his notebook.
Yep. Just going to do that. And aside from that, however, yes, he is, after taking a moment to collect himself, organize his thoughts on what just happened. He will actually return and assist with the festival guests.
Okay. Okay. Who have I not prodded yet? Flick. Allow me to make.
Now my notes
Yes,
definitely aren't up
yes.
to date, but if you want, you can look at the notes thing I have and look at the very bottom for the latest entry. I'm gonna update it with the everything that happened, but that last thing is what I
see.
just wrote.
Poignant. Okay. Well, with that bit of introspection and that troublesome situation resolved, if not necessarily happily, at the very least peacefully. What is Flick doing with his day?
Well, that probably would help with would probably help with the festival stuff. He would not be around for the stuff involving Vark, because he'd probably be for all intents and purposes on the other side of the hill, like helping the people there.
Yeah, you might have even had Nida rope you in to help with doing things like inventory, and
Yeah.
You might have been in the chieftain's house while this was all happening.
Yeah.
Which would
Let's go ahead and
plonk you
place
solidly
myself.
there.
Yeah.
So yeah. So you're busy. You're in and out of the house. You're helping out. You're getting things organized. Let me see if I can just.
Probably whenever the work gets finished, he was planning on celebrating during this festival. Again, completely unbeknownst to what is going on over here.
Yes. Lots of things would get into the evening, and the preparations have long been done. People are sitting down, cooling off with cups of tea and wine. Yeah, you can unwind. Um,
And for all intents and purposes, he probably would be. Yeah, when his work is done, he'd be chilling out with some drinks, some food, and like chatting up the folks in the village, chatting up whoever.
okay. Well, you can be out and about. Can be talking to whoever you like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after a certain point, Nida would boot you out of the house, saying, "Go enjoy the festivities. You're a guest."
All right. Suit yourself.
Thanks for the help. Go relax.
Of course. I'd say something about sorting things alphabetically, but then it's not my village.
I don't really think about. Uh,
Don't worry.
uh, second. Okay. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. At least getting whacked in the critical juncture didn't wind up contagious. You know what? That's true. There we go. Yeah, and to show off the man as he disappears. Boop, boop, boop. Bounty hunter in question.
Complete with wide-brimmed hat.
Yes. It's the orc with no name. So, okay, Vark's out and about having a chat with people. No, sorry, Flick's out and about having a chat with people. As the sun starts to set a little bit, orange rays over the horizon.
Vark is weighing the Vark is weighing the consequences of what he's just witnessed.
Mhm. What is Chico doing? Because I don't think I've brought it too much at her. I know you said she, shit, forgot. Brain is all full of holes today. Hey, Jules, you there? You're muted. Oh dear, we've lost him.
Sorry, I got pulled in to do some things in the background. I'm still listening though.
Okay.
What's it called? I can go back and forth, but my response is gonna be a little bit sparse. Anyways,
Yes.
at
Okay.
the moment, Chico would probably, I don't know, this is probably doing something similar to what Flick was doing, helping out where she can.
Mhm.
Does
she stick around to socialize?
Otherwise, it's kind of
or...
some light socializing, mostly just out of sight, out of mind, kind of just watching everything.
Okay. Understood. Okay. Flick, seeing as you're one of the more recognizable faces out and about at the moment.
Yes.
At one point, you are tapped on your shoulder.
Hmm?
You turn around, you see a short-looking blonde woman, not Ronya, actually. Though Ronya is there.
Oh my god, she's gigantic.
She's actually quite small. She's actually she's about the same height, if a little bit shorter than Ronya is.
Oh.
You turn around to see a young-looking woman with pointed ears, a bit of a snout-looking nose, some pretty decently heavy-looking armor, a shield slung across her back, and what looks to be a heavy striking implement hung on her waist. As well as what looks to be some form of religious symbol embedded in her breastplate. As she after you turn around, actually I should say the striking implement is in her hand. She used that to tap you on the shoulder before she puts it away. And as you turn around, you see her. He goes, "Hey, were you in the Quadranon recently by any chance?"
Do I recognize her by chance?
Give me an intelligence check. Just raw intelligence.
Will do. 17.
You don't think you recognize this woman?
Depends on who's asking.
Somebody with a debt to pay. Were you in Rosino specifically?
I believe so, yes.
Good. Then there's not the other chance that you are part of the people that I'm looking for. That's her. Starts to actually speak much more rapidly and a lot less reservedly. You in Robido?
Yes.
Were you at all responsible for a specific crime family being ousted from the city?
Depends.
Depends on what.
Is this well, I don't mean to press too much, but is this some sort of interrogation? Questioning?
I'm asking you questions.
Is this well, in that case he kind of leans in a little bit, says, if I told you yes, would that be an issue at all?
Depends. Is your name Karya?
No.
Then it is not an issue for you.
You need to ask somebody else. You need to ask someone else about that. Not sure what he's doing at the moment.
So he's here. Excellent. Just the man I was looking for.
Well, depends what you need him for.
Like I said, I have a debt to repay. If you're curious, I'll explain things to him. I need to find him first.
Well, hold on. Yeah,
goes-
well, hold
starts-
on. Wait for
begins
me.
walking down the hill.
Yeah, I follow.
She's despite her short stature, is going up quite a pace down the hill. And as you pass by, you do see what looks to be Boris slumped up behind the house, kind of leaning his back against it. Let's go find this man then. let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny, Karia is out wrangling kobolds with Vair.
Yeah, trying to get that all situated. I'm probably running around town, considering they've scattered like rats.
Flick wondering to himself. Yeah, Flick wondering to himself what kind of debt this woman needs to repay.
She comes to the foot of the hill, sees Karia in the field wrangling what looks to be two kobolds, both caked in mud. Is that him? Is that him?
Yep, that's him.
I figured as much.
Yeah, he's pretty hard to miss.
So I'm told. Karia, this very short-looking woman marches up to you, comes within spitting distance of you, and says, "Are you the would-be king?"
Karya's still in the mud as he lifts up the two muddy kobolds. He turns with a confused.
And in your grip, they're scrabbling. You got one under the armpits. The other one got it by the tail, dangling upside down. They're yipping. They're scrabbling. They're swinging back and forth. The one hanging upside down kind of like twists back and forth to like sometimes face Flick and the woman, sometimes face away. He goes, "You'll speak to the voice of the dragon," and then. Vair goes, no, she doesn't. No, she doesn't.
Vair, brother, kobolds, please listen.
We listen to the voice of the dragon.
Return to the troglodyte hold and await further instructions. And please wash yourself.
At which they will stop struggling, allowing you to drop them to the floor, and they will stand up, shake themselves like dogs, and say, "As the dragon commands, so it shall be." And will then say, "Come, brother, to our lesser cousins," and they will go, "Yes, brother," and then scamper off.
Oh. He'll look back. Flick is with her, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, he'll dust himself off of what dirt and debris he's caked up. Well, I suppose that is my intention. However, it appears as though now I have become lord of small lizards, troglodytes, and kobolds.
This short woman, she's quiet at first. One hand on her hip kind of popped to the side as she looks you up and down. Gives a sort of unimpressed sound.
So, Kara, seems we have someone from Rosalino who's here to see you.
Rosaino? We haven't passed there, and it must be about a year now,
Year
hasn't
and a
it? Since the
half.
whole... Yes, the devil incident in Rosaino, yes? Or am I misthinking?
I know nothing about the devils. What I do know about is that you were directly involved in the dissolving of a crime family. As I hear, as many of them met very messy deaths.
Yes, admittedly though, however, it was not by all my hand. My companion certainly helped, but in truth, I believe it was at the hand of that demon woman, devil.
Yeah, it was the devil.
Well, I am here now. Karia, would-be king, I challenge you to a duel.
Excuse me?
I challenge you to a fight right here in the street, right now.
Listen, Kara, again, it was really hard. You just gotta go with it.
Wasn't this normally your thing, Flick? Challenging people to duels in back alleys?
I have no interest in fighting him.
Well, yeah, but that's with swords, and I didn't recognize her.
I see. Well, I suppose I would ask you why. I have no interest in taking your life. Frankly, I have no interest in taking any life if I can help it.
Good, that's a normal response. Normally, when we do duels back home, we don't kill each other.
I apologize. I am unfamiliar with the concept of fighting for fun.
Oh no,
I-
this is not for fun. I will say, however, if you defeat me, I will tell you at length about the why I am here. If I succeed, I will have no reason to stay, and I will return home post haste. You have no need to worry about me.
I see. I must warn you something. Once more, I see no reason to draw blood, but if you are so intent on doing so, I assume I've wronged you in some way then.
We shall see.
I suppose we shall. So how does this work? Do we punch each other? Or do I draw blades? Flick, how does this work? I've not done this before.
Well, you draw metal, and the first person to yield loses.
Oh. Interesting. I'll turn to the short woman. Are these terms satisfactory then?
They are.
I see.
She turns to Flick.
What?
Will you preside over this duel? Be witness?
Shall.
Very good. Then all
Having
traditions have
having
been
fought
observed.
Having fought people in Rosalia before, or been in duels in Rosalia before, sure.
I see. Simply blades then.
And so it shall be. As she takes her shield off her back and pulls her bar mace off of her hip.
I'm sorry, it's a what?
A bar mace, as in it's a length of wood with metal bars on it.
Oh. Yeah, I was about to say, wait a minute.
Were you thinking I said bear mace?
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
Pulls out a can of
Strike
bear
grenade.
mace and just sprays you.
At which point, yeah, she will step away from you and stand in the street.
I
We'll
see.
stand in between. Yeah, Flick will stand over here by the house. Well, my lord, your duel awaits you.
Look, please don't begin addressing me as king yet. It does make me actually.
Oh, come on, man! I gotta prepare you for it.
I suppose, but again, I'm very confused as to the point of this. But if I
Don't-
suppose
Don't worry, practice makes perfect. Just get in there.
practice makes perfect, okay. Well then, I suppose I'll let it be so. Well then, and he'll kind of draw Shatter Spike out. I Vair, I believe, stand next to Flick. Oh no, well, yes, that works. This is strange. I've not fought without my brother for some time. Okay then. Suppose if we are to draw blood in the sand or the dirt, I am ready.
Blood and sand. Many men. Oh, this field works just fine then. Flick, Catman. When you're ready, call the duel.
Yeah, Flick will eye up these two. Yeah, he'll stand here. He'll eye up the two. He'll cross his arms, and he'll call out, "Begin!"
Uh, uh, Initiative rolls.
Yep. Da, 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 da.
Suddenly, a crossbow bolt bursts and toast between them in the ground.
Don't you
It's
fucking
late.
break nothing, you. Hmm. You got that. Yeah. Who said you could
So,
fight in one of my
19 on-
fields?
I don't understand what's happening. I just realized she is like a halfling. I see now.
As she will take up a defensive stance, shield raised, as her mace will begin to glow. And you see her whispering a prayer under her breath.
I thought that this was only steel. Is magic allowed? I'm very confused.
Listen, all I said was first person to you loses.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And your turn, Karia.
Oh, okay. She uttered a prayer. She hasn't attacked, but need to check something. Oh, it seemed to have. Ah, okay, very good. I will attempt the. Can you remind me how the Sunder action works?
You make an attack roll against their equipment. Well, actually, let me just look this up. Sunder. Many man.
I heard the magic word.
Sunder.
Mhm.
It is a combat maneuver action against CMD.
Yes.
You
Yes.
make-
You see it make a combat maneuver. If your attack is successful, you deal damage to the item that they are holding.
I see. All right. So I would roll combat maneuver.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Then I am going to modify this because I have Shatter Spike specifically for this.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will attempt a weapon sunder. We're gonna CMB. That is a 34.
What are you targeting?
Her weapon specifically.
Okay. Roll damage.
Okay. That is doot. What is the 27? I suppose that's correct. Actually, because it's damage to a weapon, 8, 9, 30, 31. Because Shatterspike gets a +4 to weapon damage, and I realized when I wrote that down that it said damage from weapon. It's damage to weapons.
Mm-hmm. Still can't believe anything. 20.
Every time you hit someone, they do more damage to you.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. With a big heft. I mean, he doesn't want to hurt this person. He doesn't know them, so he'd sweep over his head and just clang down right onto the metal. Ish.
Okay. As Shadowspike swings through the air, coming down in a heavy hue as you step forward, it cleaves through her mace, leaving it in splinters on the dirt.
Do you yield?
As for that, Ari, he does not have improved Sunder. However, what he does have, if I remember correctly, is powerful maneuvers.
That I do.
Actually, I don't think you do.
I could have sworn I did.
You have dazzling display, mounted
I know that
combat, leadership, cleave, furious focus, intimidating prowess.
Yeah, you know, maybe because I could have. Well, perhaps I don't then.
Hmm.
I could have sworn that I. Oh, you know what? No, I don't, because I intended to take it. But it was for a different reason. It was for grappling.
Also,
And
take care, Grim. Thanks
when
for swinging by.
Bye, Grim.
Take care.
Yes. So you intended to take it. You did not end up taking it. As a result, she does get an attack of opportunity.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I didn't know that. I didn't know it worked.
Uh, so first thing she does is she uses her held action. The attack will still resolve, but first this happens. Eve. Leave. What is your AC currently? It's 27, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay, just to make sure. Okay, it is as it's supposed to be. Second. Right, yeah, okay. As you step forward and begin to raise your sword, she herself takes a quick step forward and smacks you in the belly with the mace. And as it does, normally it wouldn't hurt so much, but then there's a burst of light as that explodes off the mace as it hits you, for a total of total of 10 damage, 7 of which is sacred.
Wow.
As she will smack you once in the belly with it, and then dip low, and as a attack of opportunity against you attempting to sunder her weapon. She gets a -1 to this because she's small. And what is your CMD?
My CMD is a pretty high, actually. 31.
31. That is quite nasty. And she's going to attempt a disarmed maneuver. That's a 19 on the die. She might actually make this. 31. So she needs. plus 10. She has a static plus 10. And improved disarm gives a plus 2 bonus on the check. So that just gets her to plus 12. 12 plus 19 is 31. Just barely
Ouch.
meets it. As you come to bring the, she smacks you in the belly, and as the sword starts to come down, and she's takes a quick back step, she then, in a upward swing, hits you in the knuckles with the bar mace, and forces you to drop
Ow.
Shatter Spike.
Damn.
You are, for the time, disarmed, which means that the attack, the combat maneuver cannot go through.
Hmm. I see. Okay, then. So technically, because they went first, does that mean it didn't happen?
It was a reaction to your attack.
Oh, I see. Okay. Hmm. Well then,
I said you did take a 5-foot step, and then you made a single maneuver, which means you do still have a move action.
That's true. I do have a move action. I guess I could use my move action to pick the thing up.
You could.
I suppose that would be worth it. I guess I'll do that.
As you,
I don't
as you
believe
bend
there's
down to
another-
grab your sword,
I was about to say before I do people have multiple attacks of opportunity? I cannot.
if they have the
remember.
combat reflexes feat.
I see. Well then, I suppose that there is nothing else I can do, other than attempt to get it. But I need to check something first. Nope. Standard action. Standard action. Standard action. Yeah, grasp doesn't work like that. Yeah, no, there's nothing else I can do. I have to get the weapon, so I guess I'll take the hit again.
You bend down, grab the sword, she bops you on the head for 6 damage.
Ouch.
As you
Nice.
as you lean over to grab Shatter Spike out of the mud, she clocks you across the back of the head.
I don't know what I did to you, but ow.
She shrugs and goes, as passes to her turn. Well, I know what you were about to do. You were about to break my weapon. And that's right. She was like, you're about to break my weapon. And couldn't exactly let that happen. Come on, then. You were talking a big game before. As she will proceed. This time, she will fail to try and disarm you again. And then as a second attack... this one will... Another swing will come up at your side, but will buffet against your armor.
Oh, good. Well then.
Yeah, so Flick, what you just saw was Karya step in, she steps forward to meet him, bats him in the stomach, steps back, hits Shatter Spike out of his hand, and as he reaches down to get it, clocks him on the head with a very audible clunk. She tries again to go at him, failing to, again, smack Shatter Spike out of his hand, and then trying to go for another hit to his abdomen. Despite the resistance she's putting up, she is unfortunately still seemingly at a severe disadvantage. Karya, it will be your turn.
Okay. Again, Kara doesn't want to hurt this person, though they are bonking him on the fucking head. he's gonna attempt the sunder once more. Wait a minute, just checking something. So this will be doot. That's a 33 to do it this time.
Okay, that will still hit. If she's going to try again, she has a fresh round of reactions. That will fail. As a result, your attack goes through. Roll damage.
That is 30.
30 damage will shatter
Alright,
her bar mace.
And with it being a combat maneuver, so I'm confused on that.
That replaces
She
one of
hit
your
me
attacks.
once, so I have a second one.
If you're doing a full round
Um,
attack, yes.
Yeah, and I am obviously. So I guess one super round. Now, can you please remind me, because I haven't done this ever with this weapon, because I knew it put me at a severe disadvantage. How does the non-lethal attack work? I know it's a subtraction to the roll, but I don't
You
remember
take
by
a
how
minus
much.
4.
-4. All right. Well, it's probably worth it. I'm going to do. Actually, no, I don't think that this will be enough. And she's clearly trying to bonk me. We'll just do a normal one for now. We'll swing it around normal without non-lethal for now.
Yeah, wait until you.
That is a net. I thought I crit. I rolled
No,
the right. Did I write the right
That's a
thing?
9 on the die, so
Okay.
for a total of 20.
Okay, I was because they only rolled 1, and I was like, "What the fuck just happened?" I thought I just crit, and I was like, "I killed her." Great. Does a 20 happen to hit? I assume not.
As it stands, no. She's quite heavily
Okay.
armored. As Shadow Spike comes around, she steps back. She uses her shield to deflect the sword down into the mud.
Your defense is good. Do you surrender yet? I broke your weapon.
As you say that, she turns the Shadow Spike downwards into the mud. She says, "If you think with me without the weapon is me done, you are very mistaken."
I don't know how this works.
Remember, first person to yield loses.
Oh, that's correct, I suppose. Okay. And that is my turn. I have nothing else I can do.
No weapon does not necessarily mean not yielding.
Having a conversation with Flick while they're just tossing each other around in the fucking mud.
Flick is being the loading screen personified.
Remember, an unarmed opponent is still dangerous.
Remember, it's quicker to switch to your sidearm.
Remember, you can sunder your opponent for a bit.
Can you
Press
actually
X
sunder
to
your...
save.
Pro tip: not all solutions are obvious at first.
And then pro tips the hashtag Easter eggs. But yeah, you can sunder your opponents if they have natural armor.
Oh, I didn't know that, actually.
I don't think that's normally a
you-
thing that's available to you. I think believe that's normally that requires a class feature to do, or a beat.
I don't know. I can sunder it into that with the
I'm
what's
pretty.
his face.
I don't know if that's like part of the blacksmith class.
I'm gonna look at the rule set.
Mm,
Regardless, though, I passed the turn. I cannot do anything else.
okay.
Oh yeah, no, you cannot sunder natural armor.
I was about to
Normally.
say, yeah. That's like its whole thing.
Man.
Mm. Yes. Very sorry. Like the British. No, it's the blacksmith class. Oh, Flick is the JoJo side character explaining everything going on. Absolutely, yes.
Flick is my speedwagon right now.
Yes.
He's just standing in the background of the scene, folding his arms, aura forming.
He's just explaining to Vibe
This-
ears. We're like, dude, I can see what's going. No, anyway. Oh my God, he's attacking with his weapon. How unexpected.
Do you
Oh,
understand the world is the ability to control time?
Don't do that. I don't want to deal with Dio right now.
Kono Dioda. No.
You thought you were dealing with a small halfling girl, but no, it was I.
Dio. Uh.
Excuse
Yeah, actually, she's gonna go ahead and take a 5-foot step back, reach into her pocket, and pull out a bottle of what looks like water.
She's about to throw me with holy water. That-
Are you saying that out loud, or you're just like wondering that to yourself?
No, that is please not holy water. That you know that I have problems with that. How do you know that?
I'm gonna keep a note of that
Please.
as she then pops the cork on it, and then says a prayer as the water flows out of it, and the water freezes it into an icy sword that she then grasps.
I know
That-
that's spell.
Yes, that is actually quite impressive.
That's a standard action. So, with that, she's going to once more raise her shield, and she's going to stand at the ready, and that is her turn.
See, okay. So she can't ready an action if she's already used one. Well, I suppose that there's nothing else to do at this point but swing. We're gonna go for it. Just normal, not that I crit. I,
You do.
me.
and I got a 30 to confirm.
Hmm. I
Um,
see.
and then a follow up 20. So I know the 20 doesn't hit.
20 doesn't hit. The first one does crit, in fact.
With 53 slashing damage.
Da-da-da-da.
I don't want to kill her. I really don't want her to end up dead. So
That's okay.
let's.
That's fine. It's okay. Everything's going to be just fine. How much HP?
5 foot step.
It was not fine.
It was not fine.
Disaster unfolded shortly thereafter.
Disaster unfolded. Oh no.
Oh, good. So you come in and expecting to hopefully, like, give her a nasty gash that hopefully could be probably healed later. And not quite knowing your own strength, or perhaps underestimating how hard you hit, considering the size of this woman. Your sword comes around, she shifts, and then an unlucky, for some, in any other fight would be considered lucky. In an unlucky turn of events, the Shadow Spike skids across the top of her shield, and then angles downwards to leave a really horrendous gash across her throat.
Ah!
There is a shower of blood as she stands there. Is that your turn?
Well, I made one attack.
You made two attacks.
Oh, I did make 2 attacks. Oh God. You know what? Wait a minute. Maybe not. I actually cannot believe I still have this. What is the action to withdraw a potion?
Depends. What kind of container do you have? You have a.
This is all the way back in like session 6 that I have a cure serious wounds potion. Just a standard potion. I have it still to this day and I've never used it.
Normally speaking, to like pull it out would be a swift action interaction. To actually drink or apply it would be a standard action.
So I'm going to, very quickly realizing that I've just slashed into this poor woman's throat, I'm gonna swift action immediately reach for the potion, fumble around on the belt to find it real quick and go, this might be dusty. Flick, I believe that the duel's over. I don't think she can surrender. She can't speak.
Is that your turn?
Yes.
As she staggers, one hand, like the hand with the icy sword coming up to press against her throat. And you see her lips move. She's ashen pale, but her eyes are still locked on yours as her hand touches her throat. And she casts Cure Serious Wounds.
Oh, okay. We'll just... Okay.
The gash closes up. The blood now splattered down her side, probably soaking through her armor at this rate. And she said, spits out a glob of now congealed blood. I didn't say I yelled.
Please do. God.
That will be her standard action. You nearly killed me with that one.
Yes, I didn't intend to. Can this end now, please?
I can't tell if that's for better or for worse. No, we continue. She takes up her shield once more.
I see. Oh, back onto the belt the potion goes. Alright, it's mine. Let's see.
Well, it makes the
Actually,
grass
this-
grow. Blood, blood, blood.
Blood.
Blood for the blood god.
What makes the grass grow? Blood, blood, blood.
What action would it be to simply toss the potion over to Flick, by the way? Just
Say swift action.
not like... Okay, yeah. Cars and go, Flick, for use later, please.
Yep. And I will accept it.
Tosses
Good.
over you. You
Uh,
snatch it out of the air.
and we are going to go for another set of attacks, though this time it will be... How is non-lethal damage calculated? I've never had to do it before.
Basically, once non-lethal damage equals the amount of HP someone has remaining, they knock out.
I see. Okay, well then, we're gonna go ahead and do these two at non-lethals. Just a standard here. But so that is
23
minus
and a
4.
22, 23 and a 21.
Yeah, 23 to 21.
The 23 will
realized
hit and the 21 will miss. So why is it piercing?
Okay. I was just about to say that. I think this is how long I've had this weapon and I've not changed it.
Is that
I
that
realize
your
now
old spear right
I
there?
had that's my old spear. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, because I changed everything else, but I never changed that it did piercing damage. Obviously, we know it does slashing. Let me change that. Yeah, because I've been doing power attacks the entire time. So all right, well that's 23 slashing damage of non-lethal. As Kario will this time twist Shatter Spike to its side and heft it up to just kind of slap her in the side of the head with the blunt edge. Well, not edge, but the flat side of the great sword, like it's a hunk of metal.
Okay, so yeah. Now coming into a hefty side swing, remembering to turn Shatter Spike this time, she brings her shield up just in time as the blade comes to slap her across the head, and she stops it, and there's a sound like a gong as you dent her shield. And she stands there in a half crouched position, or even smaller than she previously was. The shield dented, and her head must be ringing after that, with the way that the sword crashed against the shield right next to her ear. You see that her arm is stiff as she steps back. She has to struggle to bring it down, and you see that her eyes are a little bit unsteady. And it's her turn. That's a 19. Okay. All right. So, in the order of operations is what is going to happen. She stands up unsteadily, hefts her fragile-looking ice sword, which then begins to crackle with electricity before what looks to be a trident composed of lightning appears in her hand, overlaying the sword. She will step up, and using the reach of the trident, will come into your reach, and then, because she took this as a non-lethal attack, and this is a touch AC attack, with a 19 on the die, making it a critical.
Oh.
Will come up, jab upwards in an upward thrust as the crackling lightning trident comes up to your throat and stops. You feel the singe of little sparks dancing across your Adam's apple. There's the chirping of electricity. It's bright, it's loud, and it's right under your chin. And you look across the trident down into this woman's eyes, unsteady and nystagmic as they are. She meets your gaze. Do you say anything? There is a look, a complex look of something on her face.
Understand if you strike true, I will have to fight you as if you attempted to take my life. I don't wish to do that. Can we end this? I see no reason for useless violence.
Her shield is still high, and the trident is still at your throat. And she pulls it back, shakily. She takes a step away from you. The lightning diffuses. The sword melts away. She says, "Yes, that is enough. I yield. I could have pierced you through the throat, but in the end I think you still would have had me."
Yes, after I had nearly, I believed, killed you, I did not wish to continue this further anyways.
Oh, you did
And he'll
nearly
kind of
kill
flip
me.
Shatterspike over.
And she will.
Wait, what?
She said, "Oh, you did nearly kill me."
Yes, I'd rather not do that, especially to someone whom I may have wronged and I know reason why. And he'll kind of flip Shatterspike so that so it's upside down. He'll plant it in the ground and go, "Do you need that?" And he'll point to the potion in Flick's hand.
She'll
I've had it for so long, I nearly forgot about it.
she'll press her hand to her throat again and continue to mutter something as the wound will, before, which is still kind of ragged and half open, will continue to seal shut. No, no need. My gods favor me. No. She will.
Evidently.
Yes.
She
So,
will.
did your gods also send you after me for some reason?
No. I serve my gods, but they allow me my freedoms. No, this is not some holy crusade on my part. I am not here for religious reasons, philosophical, or anything. As she will kind of work out the arm that was jostled by the heavy strike. And then she will strap her shield back to her back. Take the two halves of her bar mace and pack them in a side pouch. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Adelia. I come from the village of Lane. My name is Adelia. I come from the village of Lane. And you and your friends freed my family from a great debt.
That being the crime family, I suppose?
They had quite a heavy bit of blackmail over my family. We had been under their shadow for some time. It was, as I understand it, at least as the rumors say, it was your group's intervention that led to the freeing of my family. And as per our tradition and our family name, I owe you a life debt. However, after chafing under the yoke of one shitbag dictator, I did not want to immediately transfer to the other, so I had to get your measure as a man and as a warrior.
I see. So do these life debts often end in you swinging at their necks?
Only in the cases where I do not know the content of the character of the man I may be swearing my life to.
Well, why me instead of any of the other of my number? In fact, we have... it appears as though that holy magic of yours, perhaps even the Lady of Light, I don't know, and nor do I intend to claim your gods, but we even have an Inquisitor who stands amongst us.
My faith is not to the lady specifically, but no. Because out of everybody, as I understand it, you were responsible for a good few of the bodies, and you're the only one that I hear is hoping to become a king one day.
That is true. Yes. How did you... I suppose I did say something
Because
like
you're
that.
a
I've spoken of it quite
braggadocious green man who goes from place to place, apparently shouting that he wants to be a monarch one day.
Yeah, he does that sometimes.
Yes, I
He
suppose
Flick
that
says with a chuckle.
Well, I believe at the very least that if you tell enough people something, eventually enough people will begin to believe it.
Oh,
Or at
yes, I
least they'll
see that by
remember it.
the charming little fellows following you around. She motions to the mud tracks leading off into the distance.
Yes, the kobolds were not expected, though I suppose when you cut down a dragon with a dragon and then host a dragon festival, eventually it would probably get back to you, yes?
I know nothing about this dragon, but I see Most certainly a small draconic entity there. You nod to Vahir. So, my debt is to your group as a whole, but if you specifically truly intend to be a monarch one day, well then, you will need protectors. You will need spiritual counsel. And you will need people to see you along the way to the King's Road. And I happen to owe your group a life debt. My name is Adelia of Lane. And, from this day forward, I swear, until my last drawn breath, I shall see you all live.
I see. Well then, Adelia of Lane, I am Karia, bastard son of Orthos, and my aim is to the north, to reclaim a lost ancient home at the seat of what was apparently an empire, to perhaps create something even better than what once stood there. And it appears as though our number grows larger every day, with troglodytes at my first, and now kobolds, and now you. Thank goodness we're getting a ship.
I talk of this town would be getting its own ships finally. Very good. Now, I do not suppose this is where you intend to establish your throne. You did say to the north, if I assume further north of here.
Indeed, in those frigid wastelands they call uninhabitable, apparently they once were. They're also apparently not as frigid.
It sounds like a fool's task, which, I must say, given the measure I've taken of you so far, sounds precisely like an ambition that you would hold.
I've been told that it is draconian, but I do not intend to serve as a dragon. If anything, I despise them, at least in some capacity.
Good. I do not intend to serve a dragon. She will pat herself off, kind of, with a wave of her hand, with a wave of her hand, a large amount of the blood that's glistening on her armor will crust up and then fall away. Sounds to me as though you will need people to help keep those subjects of yours in line, as well as yourself. And I will need a new weapon. As she will look down to her side.
Hey, lucky you know guy. Thorgal.
I was about to say, yes. Thankfully, I believe I know somebody for that, if you intend to come with us. Though, understand I will have to meet with the remainder of my companions. Flick, do you see any issue with this?
No, not at all. By the way, and Flick will extend his red, scaly, armored hand to her and say, Flick of the ear, nice to meet you.
Just step forward and give you a firm handshake. Adelia, nice to meet you.
Apologies for the kind of stone-walledness, I suppose, before.
No, you are right to treat me with suspicion. If nothing
Yes, it
else,
wouldn't be the first time someone has hunted me down, you see.
It's all the more important that you have protection then. Traveling, fighting, venturing around is a rough business. I would be dismayed if you were not suspicious of a stranger coming up and asking for a duel. I'm glad I did, though. My mind is much more at ease now, even if I am a few liters lighter on blood. I look forward to getting to know the rest of you.
Likewise.
Properly, not just the rumors. And with that, she's going to continue to flex the stiff arm, as I believe that is a good time to finish off session.
I agree. That was good. Hey, I have a cohort.
Yeah. Congratulations, you now have your cohort.
And an army of kobolds.
Who are your followers,
veritable.
Yes. Your ever expanding cohort.
Yep. Congratulations. You now have the full effects of your leadership feat.
Oh, good. All right. Well, perfect. That was fun. I'm glad that we did this. It's good.
Yes,
I'm glad we
yes.
didn't have to cut a man down in the street, stopping them from taking someone away too.
Bonk. But yeah, thank you guys very much for being here today and for this makeup session. I know that it is, especially with summer, Father's Day today, and everything else. It's been quite hectic trying to get anything close to the full group together. So yeah, thank you. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for being here, buddy. Thanks again. All right. Bye,
Thanks for
everybody.
having us.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
We'll see you next time. Hopefully, we'll have the full complement here next Saturday. We got a few things we want to do before the party finishes off the finishes off the festivities, and the boat arrives and they
Hey.
ship out.
To the papacy, to Godland.
Yes, to Godland,
All right.
to the
Well,
Gad's
wonderful.
rich
Well, thank you for
continent.
running.
Yeah, thank you very much, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye. I'm going to the Vanish because I have to go eat dinner. Bye bye.